Have you ever really thought about how wild flying is? I mean, we're cruising through the sky in a giant metal tube, and yet it's one of the safest things you can possibly do. How is that even possible? What's the secret sauce? Well, the answer is a field called human factors, and it completely changes how you think about performance and, well, mistakes.
To really get this, you have to start with this number. In aviation, roughly 3 out of every 4 accidents are linked to what they call less than optimal human performance. 3 out of 4. That is a massive number, and it seems to point the finger in a very specific direction.
And yeah, that almost always leads us to one very simple conclusion: human error. It's the easy answer, right? A pilot, a mechanic, an air traffic controller. Somebody messed up. End of story. Case closed.
But hold on a second. Is it really that simple? If the big problem was just people make mistakes, there's no way flying would be as safe as it is. It just doesn't add up. It turns out blaming human error isn't the end of the investigation. It's just the very beginning.
So, to unpack this, we first have to look at the human element itself. And what's fascinating is that it's both an incredible asset and a huge liability at the same time. This is really a tale of two truths. On one hand, people are the most valuable part of the system. We're flexible, we can adapt to brand new situations, and we can make smart judgments that no computer could ever dream of. We're the system's greatest strength. But on the other hand, we're also its most vulnerable part. We get tired, stressed, distracted. A million little things can affect our performance. So how on earth do you manage that paradox? Well, that's where this whole idea of human factors comes in. It's all about moving beyond the simple blame game. Okay, so here's the official, kinda academic definition. I know it's a bit of a mouthful, but the part you really need to focus on is optimize the relationship between people and their activities. It's not about trying to re-engineer the person, it's about re-engineering the world they work in. And this is the absolute core of it. Human factors doesn't ask, what's wrong with this pilot? It asks, what's wrong with the system that made it easy for this pilot to fail? It looks at everything: the design of the controls, how clear the instructions are, the quality of the training, all the stuff around the person. And this approach completely changes the way we look at human error. It's not the final answer, it's just a clue that points you in the right direction. You can see the whole shift in thinking right here. The old way was super simple. An accident happens, you find the human error, and bam, you stop. Investigation's over. But the new way, the human factors way, is the total opposite. An accident happens, you find the human error, and that is where the real investigation actually starts. You have to ask why. Why did making that mistake make perfect sense to that person in that exact moment? And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If the error itself isn't the root cause, what are these deeper whys that investigators are digging for? Well, it could be a ton of things. Maybe a switch was designed in a way that was super confusing. Maybe the training for a rare emergency just wasn't good enough. What if the procedures were written in a way that was totally unclear? Or the emergency checklist was so badly designed you couldn't read it properly under stress? These are the real reasons things go wrong, and they're what human factors aims to find and fix. So this new way of thinking, this shift from blaming an individual to examining the entire system, it created a whole new path to safety. And look, if you take away only one single thing from all this, please let it be this quote: human error should be the starting point, not the stop rule. It's not an answer, it's a question. It's not a conclusion, it's the beginning of a journey to make the whole system safer for the next person who comes along. And that brings us right back to where we started. The real secret to aviation's amazing safety record isn't about having perfect people or machines that never fail. Nope, it's about having this relentless, humble process of learning from failure by looking past the person and fixing the system itself.